Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim or Cimnanya. And thank you all so much for all the love and support you shower me here with. I am grateful. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about Senator Ted Cruz, who actually, I don't know where he went to give that speech. Sincerely speaking, I am flabbergasted, because this young man started with woke, and from woke to critical race theory. And you all know each time they talk about woke ideology, you know they are talking about black people and critical race theory. And he talked about woke virus, and then he connected woke virus, critical race theory, to queer community. And I am asking, what is the connection with them? And he went further to talk about Marxism. And it was there that he started talking about how black people are oppressing the Jewish in school. And then said that the oppressor and the oppressed, that the black people always push violence towards them. And I am going to ask, why do people push violence towards you? Because so far I haven't seen any black person or people of color pushing violence towards you people. It has always been you people doing the other way around, because I am a little bit confused on this one. And then jumped on how the Jewish are being oppressed. Let's get into this video.
Charlie Kirk is the founder of Turning Point USA. And Turning Point USA is having some type of convention. I don't know if it was just this past weekend or if it's still going on. I mean, I saw video clips of Marjorie Taylor Greene. I saw video clips of, all of the other usual people. But now Ted Cruz has gone viral because of some of the things that he said at this Turning Point convention. Let's take a listen.
Pro-Marxism is the view, started really in the 60s and 70s in our universities and spread to every institution in America. It is the view that everything can be explained in terms of oppressors and victims. When the Marxists invaded the universities starting in the 60s, the virus and the universities are the Wuhan lab of the woke virus. They are where the virus was created, and they're where it mutated. It went from there to critical race theory, same oppression matrix, except instead of socioeconomics, it's race. With victims and oppressors, it went from there to gender and gender ideology and sexual orientation, things like queer theory. Again, it came back to oppression. The oppressor is always wrong, and the so-called victim is always right, and violence is justified against the so-called oppressor. If you want to understand the horrible anti-Semitism we are seeing on campuses right now, it is because, to the cultural Marxist, Jews are coded as oppressors, and Palestinians are coded as victims. And for the cultural Marxists, that means they celebrate the violent revolution of the so-called victim against the so.
I don't know about you, but I'm thoroughly confused. I was like, what is he talking about? That is not the definition of Marxism. That's not the definition of a Marxist. What is he talking about? I even had to go out and re-look up the definition of Marxism. Marxism is an economic and political theory that examines the flaws inherent in capitalism and seeks to identify an alternative. And so I was still like, this definition don't match what Ted Cruz is talking about. What is Ted Cruz talking about? So I go back out there and I look it up again to see if there's another definition. The philosophy of Marxism is to ensure equal distribution of wealth and reward people based on the level of contribution an individual extends to the economy of the country. And this is tied to when they're screaming socialist, socialism. And so I'm still confused because the philosophy, the definition is what I thought it was, and it just ain't matching up to what Ted Cruz is talking about. So I listened to the little clip yet again, and he said cultural Marxist. So I go back out and I look up cultural Marxist, and this is what came up. I saw this, and then I saw the Southern Poverty Law Center, and I was like, oh hell. Okay, just give me the gist of it. Cultural Marxism, described as a conspiratorial attempt to wreck American culture and morality, is the newest intellectual bugaboo on the radical right. Surprisingly, there are signs that this bizarre theory is catching on in the mainstream. I mean, clearly it is if Ted Cruz is talking about it. Let's see what else it says. The phrase refers to a kind of political correctness on steroids, a covert assault on the American way of life that allegedly has been developed by the leftover the course of the last 70 years. Of course, these people would have an issue with being politically correct. And of course, they have a problem with being politically correct when it comes to CRT, when it comes to members of the LGBTQIA community, when it comes to woke. And then on top of that, these people have put a anti-Semitism spin on it. Now, head on over to the Southern Poverty Law Center and read up on it. When you read up on it, all that extra that Ted Cruz added into it about the oppressed versus the oppressor, he added all of that into it. It's all a conspiracy theory. None of this is factual. This is all brewed up in the mind of racist white people. Ted Cruz had more to say. Check this out.
I introduced myself to the crowd. I said, I'm Ted Cruz, and my pronouns are kiss my ass. And I gotta say, it was pretty wild, because after I did that, Roseanne Barr, who was here, she put on a comedy special, and she stood up on TV and she said, I'm Roseanne Barr, and my pronouns are kiss my ass. Listen, we have a president of the United States who his team carries extra pairs of pants with him when he travels, in case he has poopy pants. Left is so bad. They're so unhappy. They're so pissed off. And by the way, if you were a liberal woman and you had to sleep with those weenies, you'd be pissed too. Joe Biden knows what a woman is. I'll give you proof. He only sniffs the hair of girls.
Ted Cruz is up for re-election in 2024. This is Colin Allred. He's currently in the House, and he is challenging Ted Cruz for his seat in the Senate. Look at his beautiful family. Remember, I said, not only do we need to be concerned with what's happening at the top of the ticket, we also need to be concerned with our local elections. Down ticket. Colin's name will be on the ballot against Ted Cruz. Head on over to Colin Allred's website. Learn more about him. Donate to his campaign. Help him to knock out Ted Cruz. Do you understand the assignment?
Oh my goodness. Can someone like this be coming out again for re-election? People like this shouldn't be coming out anymore. And it is amazing how these people always wake up every day to gaslight themselves and look for a way to drag woke, drag CRT and all that critical race theory into everything that is going on in their mouth. What does all of this he got to say got to do with being woke, and black people? Because I know that each time you hear something like woke, they are not saying something else. They are talking about black people. No one that benefited slavery. And now what they are looking for is to talk about the anti-Semitism that is going on in the schools. Really, I don't get these people, sincerely speaking. I don't understand them. What is woke virus? Let's start with that. Marxism, what is woke virus? How did woke virus get into what he is saying? How did woke virus got to do with maybe like in an LGBTQ plus community? What does woke got to do with all this? Because I am trying to make this make sense. It is the math I ain't mathing at all. How was the what virus created? It was not meat. Oh my goodness. I really don't believe what I am hearing. So how did also critical race theory got to do with what he is talking about? No. Ted Cruz, you can jump out and call black people that, tell them that I am talking to you people. Stop going through the corner, because the work he was calling the critical race theory he was talking about, he was referring to black people, but he just doesn't want to call them. He was trying to cut corners. But no, you all should stop cutting corners. When you want to talk to black people, come out and tell black people. Tell them I am talking to you people. Stop going through the corner, because the corner ain't going to help you. And how does anti-Semitism in school got to do with black people? What concerns black people with anti-Semitism going on with the Jews and all that? You all are so quick to jump into the jump in defense of the Jewish. But you have to trash black people over what you know nothing about, because like everything he's talking is just bullshit. I ain't making sense. Everything got to do with race. Like all the black people want to talk is about is race. And it's everything not race. Queer theory got nothing to do with black people. Can they understand that queer theory got nothing to do with black people? What got nothing to... Stop all this queer theory that black people brought queer theory. It is none of black people's... Just leave black people out of it. You can say whatever you want to talk and leave black people out of it. And the oppressor is always wrong and the oppressed are always right. Are they not always? Because you all, each day, you all prove that you can wake up and oppress people. Is that lie? I am sure that they really know the truth, but they are all running away from it. Man, I don't get them. And why is violence justified against the oppressor? Who is justifying any violence against the oppressor? And what did the oppressor do? Let me start with, what did the oppressor do that is bringing violence towards them? What did they do? Because you can't wake up and say people are oppressing you or people are being violent towards you without telling us what you did. Or when you people keep doing some bullshit and people react to it, and then it is them reacting to them being violent. And I don't get them. I am tired. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.